Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to the session which is on introduction to MuleSoft. So what actually the MuleSoft is? So MuleSoft is a vendor that provides an integration platform to help multiple businesses, all type of businesses who is like using the technology to develop, to connect the data, application and services across multiple platforms like on-premises and cloud computing environments. It unifies the data and deliver a single view of the customer. It can automate business processes and build connected experiences by using modern API-led approach. Each integration becomes reusable, whatever the developed by the developers. These reusable building blocks can be reused on MuleSoft Anypoint Studio. On the right side, we can see that we can see the MuleSoft is a middleware and integrating multiple databases, SOAP and REST APIs, Salesforce, Workdays, which is a software, which is like on cloud platforms. This all kind of databases and data storing platforms we can integrate using MuleSoft. I think Anya already explained all the history of MuleSoft, so thank you for that one. So in 2006, Ross Manson and Dave Rosenberg founded the MuleSoft. And in later 2018, Salesforce acquired MuleSoft, and now Salesforce is promoting MuleSoft as an Salesforce integration cloud. So MuleSoft in backend use a Mule ESB, Enterprise Service Bus. So what actually the Mule Enterprise Service Bus is? So it is a platform that performs the data and application interaction with Mule ESB. Developers can build multi-protocol integration between the multiple systems and services, both on premises and on cloud. The key advantage of Mule ESB Enterprise Service Bus is it allows different applications to communicate with each other by transmitting the system which carrying the data between application within our enterprise or across the internet. As we can see, there is a business applications, portals, training partners, data sources, and connectivity sources. And here we can see routing, transformation, security, transactional management. These all kind of functions can be integrated using the MuleSoft as the name is it suggested itself, Enterprise Service Bus. It's acting as a service bus. So it is a MuleSoft Mule ESB. So MuleSoft launches one product, which is the Anypoint platform. And there are multiple functionality available inside the Anypoint platform, like API Designer. This is a visualized web-based graphical tool, which can be used to develop the flow. Like you can drag and drop the connectors and you can configure it. And visually you can see how the data is flowing. So it can be done using a data design API Designer. API Manager is a once you developed any flow, and if you want to deploy after deployment, you can manage it. Like you can stop it, pause it, or then you can resume it. So this can be done for all the APIs and Mule application inside the API Manager. Anypoint Studio you can consider as an IDE, which we are using for developing the Mule applications, APIs, RAML, and what the all kind of supporting applications which support Anypoint platform. Anypoint connectors are the set of connectors which developed by developers and which is reusable. Like you can anyone can use it once it get developed. So it can be third party REST and SOAP connectors. Anypoint Analytics is a tool which is used to measure how our application is performing. So we can track all the API matrices and performance and usage of our particular application. Anypoint Runtime Manager is a center of all the developed provisions and monitor or resources deployed on the Anypoint platform. On Anypoint platform, we use Cloud Hub to deploy, which I'll cover later. Anypoint monitoring is a dashboard that helps to monitor how our APIs are performing. Anypoint Visualizer is a graphical tool to map APIs and their dependencies in real time, on which multiple applications our APIs are dependent and where we are using it. Cloud Hub is once we developed any API or MuleFlow or API specification. We can deploy it on cloud, and it will be continuously like CI/CD kind of thing. So our ESB, so a lot of people will think that ESB and ETL will be same. So no, not actually. So ETL means extract, transform, and load. ESB, enterprise services bus. So if you want to deal with on-demand data transfer, in that case, you should go for ETL. If you want to go for like, if you want to deal with a real-time data transfer, in that case, ESB will comes in picture. ETL operates in batches operations. ESB operates in single business transaction level. ETL have some ETL have some advantage, like it cannot timeout, delay, or issues transaction to front office application during transformation of processes and data. ESB is capable of timing and delaying the data in queues, escalating information to the right receiver to the piece of content. In ESB, we can schedule the data, we can schedule a particular flow or APIs to run at particular duration only or at particular time, date. This can be done using ESB. ETL can transfer historical, like we can transfer or we can perform operations on past records, but ESB deals only with the current records, real-time data only. So there are some common factors available in ESB and ETL, which are the orchestration, transformation, transportation, mediation, and non-functional consistency. So okay, this is the description. I think instead of going deep down in the description, we'll go for a demo thing. So this will help us to decide which tool to use, or ESB or ETL. Let's say you have real-time data or on-demand data. If you have on-demand data, then you should go for ETL. If real-time, then you should go for ESB. On-demand data, if your volume of data is large in millions or trillions, then you should go for ETL. And if it's in small data, like if you don't have that much data and your business is not dealing with that much records, then you should go for a ESB. In ESB, ESB will help some not more complex application. And if you want to go for more complex operations, then go for ETL. So let's jump on demo. So I have prepared two small demos which are integrating our system CSV, separated values file to Salesforce. So let's say the user will come and fill up the CSV. MuleSoft is transforming all the data and reading the data and transforming it in type which will accepted by the Salesforce, and the record will get stored in Salesforce. Another flow which I have created, which Salesforce to CSV integration. So let's say user come and create any record in Salesforce. MuleSoft will listen to the data and query all the data, transform it, and save it in CSV. Okay, let's jump on a demo. I would like to show how actually it looks technically. Please confirm if my Anipon Studio screen is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So, so this is our first flow. So this is the project which I have created. Let me introduce what actually Anipon Studio is. This is a visualized IDE which we use to develop any mule flows or APIs. So this is our project explorer where we can see all the source files, resources, what are the libraries which supports to develop the particular flow. This is a flow screen which we can drag and drop the connectors and APIs, and we can reuse it. So, okay, let me show this. Listener is used for listening. Like if we want to trigger any flow, then in that case, listener or scheduler comes in picture. Schedulers run in a particular time duration, but listeners will trigger once we hit the endpoint URL. In that case, listener will start. So I have configured this listener on local host only, and the port for this 8085. This is a little bit technical. And okay. So Anipon platform is Anipon Studio is little bit heavy, so it will take some time to load. So this is the path which we are using to trigger this flow. So this is a file connector which is reading the files from our desktop. This is a folder which we are using to store our file create account CSV. So our this connector will read the data, then it will transform data in this type. So this is a AI based tool available in Antiquated Studio, which used for a mapping. So MuleSoft did use data wave language to develop this connectivity. We can see that this is the once we drag and drop this and map it, it will automatically get converted in this code. This is the transformation of data. So Salesforce will accept the application Java data for creating the record. So we are creating one account. So in this is a connector which provided by MuleSoft only. So in Salesforce connector, these operations are available like about job and this all many operations or functionalities which are available which we can use. For creating account, we are using this create functionality. For that, we need to do some configurations. So there are multiple configurations available like OAuth or 2.0 JWT username and password and SML. Out of which current for this demo purpose, we are using the basic authentication, which is a username, password, and security token, which get generated by Salesforce. And this is the authorization URL, which will use for a authorization purpose. Once we test the connection, authentication will get successfully, and our this connection established successfully. After that, we'll select the account type, and this all the metadata which we are getting from the Salesforce end. Okay, so this is our complete flow. Let me run this flow now. Okay, so it will take some time. We can see that it's launching the JVM. So all the Mule ESB or it get designed in lightweight JRE, like backend it's Java only. So this is a Mule runtime environment we are using. Once this project get deployed, we'll get success message here. Okay, so this is our flow, which is CSV to Salesforce version 1, and which is get deployed successfully. For now, just ignore this warning. And as I already explained that this listener will listen once we it trigger the flow once we hit endpoint URL. So we have created, yeah, this listener will listen once we hit this part CSV to SF. So we are running this on localhost 0008085 is the port, and this is the path. So before triggering this, let's go to our folder, open this file. So let's delete this previously created accounts. So this is a CSV file. One account number for this will be this. We'll typing some random values. Let's copy this one and create a multiple accounts here only. Let's change the values. Let's save this file and close it. Now our flow is already up and run. Before that, let's check in Salesforce that is there any accounts already available. So currently we have 13 accounts available. There we can see, yes, count of accounts is 30. Now let's hit the URL. Yeah, so we got this. So this is a unicoded values, which is in Java format. So we can see the successful message. Let's refresh the page. Here we can see multiple 4 accounts are get created with our names. So this is a first way integration, which we are like creating any account in CSV, and it will automatically get created in Salesforce. We can schedule this activity also, like after 6 or multiple account, we can create multiple accounts or contact or opportunity, any kind of record in our on our CSV on system, and it will get stored on Salesforce via MuleSoft. Second flow which we have developed is we are same, the listener will trigger the flow. We are querying the data from the Salesforce and using the same configurations like basic authentication, transforming the data, and we are storing it into the CSV. Here we are, we can see the file type is a CSV, application/CSV, and we are writing this data on our folders, this fetch account. Okay, these are the previously created account. Let me edit this file. Let me clear this records which we have faced before. This is a header which we should not delete. Now let's run this flow. Okay, so our one mule first flow is already running. So in one instance, we can only run in Anycon Studio only one flow. So let's stop that one and run this flow. So all the read and write operations we are fetching from this file connector, which is a MuleSoft created only. These all connectors we are getting from this Anypoint exchange platform. So the way we are like our for Salesforce, there is app exchange available. For MuleSoft, there is any exchange platform available where a lot of connectors available like Salesforce, Amazon, and all type of connectors which we use for integration purpose. So our this application, this flow is already deployed. Now we can run this one. Let's check on which port, and so this is a Salesforce to CSV, and on which port we are running this on 8086 port. Let's jump on a Postman. So this is the URL which we have created on 8086 port, and this is the path. Okay. Send. We can check. Okay, so we got this the list of the all the records. So these are newly created 4 accounts. Now let's go to the CSV. Now let me open this one using the Microsoft Excel, so it will help us in more clear visibility. So these are the newly created 4 accounts which we have created now, and this was the existing account. So we queried all the accounts using query connector, and this is the query which we have fired. Select ID, name, phone, fax, site from account. So this is how the our Salesforce and CSV integration is performing. We can consolidate these 2 flow in single project only, and it can be done using like we can say that this is a bidirectional integration which we can perform. Let me go to the PPT again. So for learning MuleSoft, there are multiple resources which provided by MuleSoft only. So any one platform, which is, let me show you in browser directly. So the Anypoint platform is the URL is this. I'll share this over a mail, and it will help you with this one. So once you, if you are new to the Anypoint platform, then you need to go to sign up, fill up this form. All the fields are required, and accept and create the account. As I already created the account, I can log into the Anypoint platform. If you log into the Anypoint platform, then this is the home page which you can see. Here your profile details. Here all the help like documentation, forums, help center, training, and tutorials available. This Anypoint platform contains the design center. In design center, if you are integrating on cloud platforms like Amazon Web Services, so we used this Anypoint Studio just because we wanted to integrate our CSV with Salesforce. This web app will not have the access on our system data. If you are creating on premises on cloud, if you are integrating on cloud platform, then in that case you can create Mule app or API specification fragments or asynchronous Apex. Let's create first app now, and we can see how actually we can integrate multiple platforms over a cloud using the design center only.
So Suraj, I had one question here.
Yes, Deepish.
It's for MuleSoft. Like, is Anypoint the only platform which is used, or there's a configuration-based platform as well?
So all the okay. So yeah, on Anypoint platform is a product which created by MuleSoft, where we can perform all type of integration. It contains visual flows also and the configuration customization also.
Okay. Okay. Is there any other platform which MuleSoft created for configuration purposes, or it's Anypoint only?
No, just Anypoint only. And in Anypoint only, it provided a multiple functions which we can use to design and develop the, like if you want to develop some, let's say API, then in that case, this here only you can design API specification.
Okay.
Using these languages, RAML or OS, JSON, YML. So this is the only platform which created by MuleSoft.
Sounds good. Okay. Thank you.
So the purpose of showing this design center is how we can, like, if the Anypoint Studio is very heavy IDE, which required a heavy like more RAM and heavy configuration of our system. If you want to implement some use cases over the browser only or web app only, then you can use web app, sorry, a design center. So in design center, these connectors already available. Like let's say if you want to integrate our Gmail connector, like with if you want to create any task in Salesforce, once any calendar gets, any event gets scheduled, then you can do this here. And okay, and here we are using the transform on left side. We can use Salesforce connector, which I'll not go in deep dive now. So for this Salesforce connector, these operations are available, which we can use. So that's how our design center will work. Other than design center Exchange available. So on Exchange, if you want to design any APIs and deploy it to the publish it to Exchange, then you can do as same as our managed and unmanaged package on App Exchange. So these are the connectors and APIs provided by MuleSoft only. So in Access, okay, let me show you. 457. Okay. On Access management, we can design the roles and users and environments, multi-factor authentication. These kind of operations get done in Access management. In API manager, we can monitor our APIs, how it's performing, and we can add APIs here also. So we have two design centers available here. So currently we have just sandbox, but once we buy the license, in that case we will get the production also. In the runtime manager, let's say we have developed this flow and we want to deploy this to our Anypoint platform. So there are multiple options available. Deploy to Cloud Hub directly. If not, then we can export this project and we can deploy this application to here only. So here we can select the file which get exported from here. So we can export this as a Mule project, and then we can deploy this here. So here, so that the integration will be on cloud only. So Cloud Hub is the platform where we deploy server, where we deploy it. These all the functions provided by MuleSoft for visualization and monitoring. If you want to save some sensitive data, like if you want to store some password, then it can be done in a secret manager. So this is the introduction about the Anypoint platform. What if you want to learn the it from the scratch? So for that, the URL is training.mulesoft.com. The way Trailhead provide us modules and Trailheads, MuleSoft provide us the courses to learn MuleSoft. So you need to go to login, then click on training. Yeah, if you are new, then you need to sign up. I already have an account available here, so I can sign in. Here you can see the self-placed courses available, and if you have performed any certification on MuleSoft, then you can see here only. So previously, MuleSoft was conducting the certifications over the WebSSR only. After some time, they transfer all the certifications in training section. So let me introduce the paths which are available. So there are 4 paths available in MuleSoft ecosystem: developer, integration architect, operation, and platform architect. If you want to learn this, then there are some self learning courses available. It's taking so. Okay, so these are the courses which provided by MuleSoft. For initially, for starting as a beginner, we should go for a self-paced courses, where we have these 3 courses available. Anypoint platform development fundamentals, which cover all the data wave and coding kind of stuff, and this will help us to understand Anypoint platform very well. And previously MuleSoft was using Mule 3, then it to overcome all the issues with the Mule 3, it introduced the Mule 4. So this is the current version of MuleSoft, which is Mule 4. This course will help to understand that one. So this is a completely video libraries and video plus do it by yourself library, which using which you can learn MuleSoft by self. Okay. So these are the resources, and MuleSoft have some community forum available where if you have any doubt on technical, or if you stuck somewhere, then you can post the question, and the MVPs and lot of developers will help you with the resolution of the particular question.